In this video, we're going to show you to install the lower control arm on your Kia Sorento located behind your passenger side front wheel. The process for this is the same on the driver's side. Using a 21mm socket, loosen and remove your lug nuts. Go ahead and grab your wheel, remove it, and set it aside. Now with the wheel removed, you want to go ahead and remove the cotter pin here from the pinch bolt. Now cotter pins are a one-time use, so once you remove this here, you want to go ahead and source a replacement. I'm going to use a 17mm socket to loosen and remove this nut. Now our bolt is spinning on the back side, so we're going to use a 17mm wrench on the bolt side. Go ahead and remove this. And we're going to go ahead and crank our wheel back a little bit here, and we're going to go ahead and tap this bolt out. Go ahead and tap the bolt through. And go ahead and set that aside. On the forward portion of our control arm, we have a 19mm bolt that goes up through. Go ahead and loosen and remove that. Now our bolt is stuck in there pretty good to the point where even the impact gun wouldn't loosen it. So we're going to go ahead and use our breaker bar. Now the nut is spinning on the top. Go ahead and grab a 19mm wrench, hold that in place. Go ahead and drop that bolt out and remove that nut. Now on the rear portion of our control arm, we have a bolt here and it comes through to a nut on the back side. This is a 19mm bolt head here as well as a nut. I'm going to use a swivel socket on the bolt side. And go ahead and put the box end over here. Go ahead and remove that bolt. Now at this point here, we're going to go ahead and pull this out from the cradle itself. I'm going to use a pry bar. Just kind of get up underneath and kind of work this out. Now we went ahead and removed a little broken stud that we had sticking up here. That's going to allow us to get some more clearance in here, but we're going to put our pry bar in here. And basically just work this out. Now this is loose. Now our ball joint section here needs to come out of our knuckle. Let's go ahead and address that now. We'll go ahead and wiggle our control arm out and drop our ball joint out. Now our ball joint happened to fall out pretty easy. Now if yours doesn't want to pop out, go ahead and take a chisel and put it in here to kind of open up the pinch bolt clamp area on the knuckle. Just put that in, tap it in, that should open this up, and then your ball joint should fall out as well. But now that we have everything out, let's go ahead and clean everything up where our bolts and everything go, and then we're gonna go ahead and install our new control arm. Go ahead and take your control arm, and we're gonna get the front portion in first. That up in a position and get that nut started up there. Now I'm going to go ahead and pivot this around, push that down and around. And ideally we'd like to go ahead and bring our knuckle around here. Now at this point you can either try and get your ball joint in or the rear portion of the control arm. Tap that back. Basically need to get this rear section lined up. At the same time, you can see as I'm tapping this in, it's lining up here. As we line up our knuckle here, our ball joint just wants to line up. Let's go ahead and line up the rear. Okay, we have a rear bolt in. With the rear bolt in, I'm just gonna go ahead and reach around here and get this started. I'm going to tighten down the front one. Now when you go to install your bolt here, you want to pay attention to something. When you go to install the bolt, we're going to just do it from the front, even though the bolt comes from the back for installation. If you go to put this in, and it goes in and it stops right about the center of the clamp area, that tells us that our ball joint is either too high or too low. Now the ball joint stud itself has a curve in it for our bolt to fit through. So you're gonna have to do one of two things. Either tap up on the control arm to push the ball joint up, or tap on it to pull that ball joint down so that that lines up. You want the bolt to come through nice and easy like that. That way there, you know the ball joint is lined right up. Go ahead and grab that nut. Go ahead and zip that on. You can get your wrench on there. I'm gonna snug that down. Let's go ahead and torque this down. Torque this down to 87 foot-pounds. Now I like to wrap one of these over and then snip off the excess on the other side. You may choose to wrap one over one side and one over the other. Doesn't really matter as long as that cotter pin secures that nut and keeps that from backing out. Let's go ahead and torque down this forward vertical bolt to 110 foot-pounds. Now what we're going to do is we want to compress our suspension up into what we call a neutral ride height. That means if we had a wheel on the vehicle and it was down on the ground and that suspension is compressed, that is our neutral ride height. So that's where we want to get our suspension here. Now we have a jack underneath our brake rotor. Our rotor has screws holding it to the wheel hub. If yours do not have this, you want to go ahead and install 2 lug nuts to hold the rotor in place. Once you have this secured, go ahead and raise up our suspension until the vehicle just starts to come off of your jack stands. And once it just starts to come off of the jack stands, we're then going to go ahead and torque that rear horizontal bolt. Now let's go ahead and tighten this. Next is we're going to torque it. Torque this to 110 foot-pounds. If you have to, put the wrench back on that back nut. Go ahead and remove your tools, and we're going to go ahead and lower our jack. Now if you happen to use those lug nuts to support that brake rotor, now's the time you want to go ahead and loosen and remove those. Don't forget, anytime you alter or replace a suspension component, you do need to have the vehicle realigned professionally. That's going to prevent premature component wear as well as premature tire wear. Now the process for the passenger side is the same as the driver's side. Go ahead and grab your wheel. Line that up on the studs. I'm going to go ahead and install the lug nuts. I want to go ahead and start all of these by hand, and once they're all started, we'll come back and snug them down. Go ahead and torque down your lug nuts to 75 foot-pounds. You want to go ahead and do this in a crisscross pattern. And you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.